The ruby glint of the champagne flute caught the light just as she said it. Not loud, not soft, but clear enough to cut to the murmur of the room. I never loved you a day in 40 years. You were just convenient. Her voice didn't waver, and neither did mine. Around us, laughter echoed faintly, and slow music drifted to the reception hall like a ghost of memory we never shared. Red roses, red wine, red eyes. I stared at her without blinking. Her mouth curled into that familiar half-smirk, the one she wore whenever she thought she'd won. Everyone around us was raising their glasses, toasting 40 years of marriage, devotion, unity, an illusion we had rehearsed and perfected, now unraveling between sips of expensive wine and bitter truths. Convenient. The word hung in the air like a slap, as if I were no more than a piece of furniture, a scheduled appointment, a retirement plan she no longer needed. She dabbed her lips with a napkin as if she'd just finished a well-received speech, then raised her glass. I stood, calm and composed, and said the words I had been rehearsing for 6 months. Not to her, not to the room, but to the truth itself. It all began the way rot does, quietly out of sight, a voicemail meant for someone else, not me, not the convenient one. I heard her whisper, "I miss you already," to a number outside our shared plan. I replayed it 6 times alone in my darkened office, her voice unraveling something inside me I hadn't touched in years, not rage, not heartbreak, but cold calculation. Then came the evidence she forgot to destroy. Dinner for 2 in Brussels, a weekend hotel suite, while I was supposedly by her side at her mother's, when I was actually at a conference. Her sister, always watching us with that tight-lipped smile. I used to think she was jealous. Now, I understood it was something darker. The pieces were scattered across decades, but the picture became clear, a portrait of betrayal. I didn't confront her, not yet. I smiled more, brought her breakfast in bed she never touched, citing a new diet, while she watched me. Quietly, I ordered a test kit, hair from her brush, a swab from the son who never looked like me. It was slow, deliberate. I kept the act alive, planning anniversaries, sending family emails, posting social media declarations of love. Every "I love you" was a blade I handed her willingly, letting her wield it in public while I collected the fragments in private. I became an archivist of deceit. Phone logs, deleted messages, cross-referencing hotel bookings, discovering old letters hidden in her jewelry box. Not from me, not recent. Years of different names, different cities, all with the same excuses. Conferences, family emergencies, yoga retreats. I traced bank statements, uncovered hidden accounts, gifts, payments, a tangled web of duplicity so complex I almost admired it. Almost. Then the DNA results came. A plain white envelope, quiet and final. 99.8%, not mine. Our son, the boy I raised, taught to shave, buried my father alongside, was not mine. I invited her sister to lunch the next day. We spoke casually about wine, weather, weddings, then I slid the photo across the table. My wife entwined around a man 20 years younger, time-stamped 3 weeks ago. Her sister went pale, hands trembling. "You knew," I said. She looked down and whispered. I thought she'd stop. I left her with the photo and the silence. So here we were at our ruby wedding celebration, surrounded by family, friends, and the crumbling ruins of facade. She said her line and I stood. The room hushed, the way-praised sense of a predator's presence shifting. I didn't look at her. I looked at the guests and raised my glass. 40 years, I said, of lies, secrets, and very convincing performances. Her smirk faded. I'd like to toast a woman who gave me everything except the truth. I turned slowly to her. Our son who isn't mine, your lovers who were the sister who knew. A glass shattered behind us. Her sister's hand trembled as she stared at her. My wife's face cracked. Finally, the kind of crack no repair could ever fix. I placed the DNA envelope on the table. Her lips parted, but I spoke first. I stayed not because I loved you, but because I knew one day this moment would come. I wanted you to feel it, all of it, every single piece. I walked away from the stunned silence. No apologies, no explanations, no forgiveness. She followed me to the door, calling my name, but I didn't look back. There was nothing behind me worth seeing anymore. Outside, the wind was sharp, clean. For the first time in decades, I didn't carry her weight, sliding behind the wheel of my car. I looked at the ring she gave me 40 years ago. I took it off, set it gently on the passenger seat, and whispered, "You were never the love of my life. You were just a lesson I had to learn." Then I drove into the night, free.